Good day and welcome. Over the next few moments, I'm going to present the school reopening plan for Winnicott High School. The agenda that we will be covering, there'll be an overview. We'll talk about the schedule and the start of school, what the virtual learning expectations will be, the student supports, general building protocols. I will also speak about athletics and extracurricular activities, the next steps, and who you can contact. Also speaking on this presentation will be Raymond Pillsbury, Director of Special Services, Lauren Marston, our new Curriculum Director, Heather Cronin, our new Director of School Counseling, and Jason Saltmarsh, Director of Technology. As this presentation will show, enhanced virtual learning is not the crisis remote learning that we experienced this past spring. We have learned a lot, and we will continue to learn and make adjustments. Even though students will not be in the building, the enhanced virtual learning model has been structured to provide the students with academic learning, academic supports, social and emotional supports, and opportunities for extracurricular activities in a safe manner for all.
Hi, my name is Raymond Pillsbury. I'm the Director of Special Services at Winnicott High School and also the Crisis Response Coordinator for the SAU. At Winnicott High School and across all of our SAU 21 schools, our overarching values of safety, equity, wellness, and teaching and learning will continue to inform our decision making. To that end, our critical focus as we return to school will include an ongoing focus on the social emotional supports necessary for students and staff, great care devoted to provide opportunities for students and staff to connect and to heal from the traumas faced during the pandemic, fortifying our multi-tiered system of supports to respond to the needs of students, ongoing professional learning communities for our staff in order to build the best supports and best supports for our students as possible. Ongoing careful attention to the virtual learning environment to be sure it continues to be equitable, supportive, and safe. And again, honoring our commitment to safety, equity, wellness, and teaching and learning to guide us in the reopening endeavor.
Some of the lessons we learned this past spring is that we need to have a set schedule, and synchronous learning is very important. Daily attendance and set requirements for work completion need to be implemented with fidelity. Communication of expectations between students, parents, and teachers need to be articulated regularly. The process for physical transfer of learning materials needs to be developed and implemented. Technology support must be provided for a consolidated group of platforms for virtual learning. And we also need opportunities for the opening of the physical building for teachers to have access to record lessons in labs, prepare materials for pickup and drop-off, and for progress monitoring and communication. We also need to develop safety processes for in-person, individual, small group, specialized services, and instruction. With that, we have developed the Enriched virtual schedule. This is an alternating schedule, an A-B day, with 3 blocks per day. Again, as we learned, we need a set schedule. This schedule also provides for the opening of the physical building. As we move ahead, we will reevaluate when we can bring small groups of students into the building. There will be 5 days of instruction. We looked at many different models, but this model provides opportunities each day for students to have face-to-face, while it's remote, with their teachers and have instruction. The start time for students will be at 8 o'clock. Classes will be 75 minutes long, and there'll be 10-minute intervals between the classes. We will also still maintain Warrior Block for additional academic support and social emotional learning opportunities. And the instructional delivery will be face-to-face virtually. The attendance will be taken in every class, including Warrior Block. And then also built into the schedule are office hours. These will be either remote and provide the opportunity in the future for small groups possibly to come into the building for in-person remediation and enrichment, support and instruction. The schedule also allows students to attend SST. Students will be encouraged to drive, but we will also provide transportation if needed.
I am Heather Cronin, the Director of Guidance. We are looking forward to doing a small student orientation to transition to virtual learning after the summer. We are still working on what that will look like for each grade, but we will develop a schedule for small groups of time. This will allow students to meet their teachers and pick up books and other learning materials that they will need for virtual learning. We will also offer technology assistance if needed. Transportation will be offered for students who need it. No carpooling will be allowed. We are very excited that we are still able to offer a modified in-person version of Fresh Start. This will be Monday, August 24th and Tuesday, August 25th. We have multiple 45-minute mini sessions with small groups of students, 30 or less. We hope to do most of this outside under tents. We'll be giving out Chromebooks, other supplies. Students will hear from a student panel and meet administrators and available teachers. We will make sure that all students have masks and are 6 feet away, and every student must fill out a form before they arrive. We will offer transportation for those students who may need it. No carpooling will be allowed.
Hi, my name is Lauren Marson, and I'm the new Curriculum Director at Winnicott High School. I'll be discussing the academic expectations during enhanced virtual learning. For attendance and grading, attendance will be taken every day in every class, including Warrior Block. Our regular grading system will be in place. Grades and attendance will be recorded in PowerSchool, and report cards will be issued as they traditionally have at the end of the trimester. Students will be able to complete incompletes and no credits issued in previous trimesters. Students and parents and guardians are encouraged to log into PowerSchool regularly to keep track of grades. Student and parent guardian responsibilities during this time. During virtual learning, the student will follow the daily school schedule. Parent and guardian will contact the school if the student will be absent from learning activities. The student will check the daily agenda on Google Classroom for each class. The student will attend daily virtual sessions to receive instruction and/or engage in activities. The student and parent guardian again will be encouraged to check PowerSchool regularly. The student will check their email, their school email specifically, at the beginning and end of each school day. The student will contribute to a positive learning environment in the virtual learning environment. The student will complete assignments and assessments that demonstrate proficiency in core standards and competencies. The student and parent and guardian will communicate with teachers if flexibility is needed and advocate for support. The teacher responsibilities during the enhanced virtual learning. During virtual learning, teachers will conduct classes virtually from their classrooms at Winnicott High School, post a daily agenda on Google Classroom for each of their classes. Teachers will host daily live video sessions to deliver instruction and/or activities. Teachers will update grades in PowerSchool bi-weekly. Teachers will maintain regular communication with students and parents and guardians through email or by phone. Teachers will encourage a positive learning environment in the virtual learning environment, and they will create assignments and assessments that will follow state standards and competencies. There will be Google Classroom as the primary learning management system, and any links to other applications will be posted on Google Classroom, so everything is in one central location. Teachers will also be required to attend the mandatory IEP meetings as necessary.
School counseling supports. We know how important it is to support our students during this time, so I will outline the Guidance Department's comprehensive plan. First, we will look at academic support for all students. Our counselors will be working with their caseload of students to ensure they have the academic schedule that allows them to be successful, meet graduation requirements to support them in their future plans. Our counselors will be back in the office on August 26th to work on any schedule concerns. The counseling department will also work with the staff and families to identify any students who are struggling and reach out to them to find supports that will help them during this time. They will make the necessary academic referrals when needed. The counselors will also be part of freshman seminar to meet their freshman students and support their transition into the building. Also, we will be integrated into our Warrior Block, which is our advisory program to support students. Social emotional. We know the social emotional toll this pandemic has taken on many of our families, and we are ready to help students when they are in need of social emotional support. Most important, and sometimes the most difficult, is to identify those students that are struggling emotionally. We will be working with our families and staff members to identify those students and give them the supports they need. We have a plan to offer virtual one-on-one and group counseling. We are also fortunate to have many different experts in the guidance department, and we plan to utilize them in a tiered approach. Our school counselors are always the first point of contact, but when a student needs more support, we then rely on our social worker, drug and alcohol counselor, who is also known as our student assistance counselor, and we have working relationships with Seacoast Mental Health and Seacoast Youth Services. We also use a team approach and will meet weekly to discuss how we can provide the services necessary to wrap around kids and allow them to be successful. In addition, we have developed clear guidelines for staff to report a crisis situation. We also work closely with the school nurses, SAU, and the community to help provide the necessary resources for families in need of food, clothing, and healthcare assistance. Along with social emotional, we will work with students and families on their post-secondary plans. We are fortunate to have a college and career counselor whose sole focus is to support students in their plans after high school. In the fall, our focus is on seniors, as they missed out on some planning that is typically done junior year. Our college counselor, Mrs. Schofner, has been working all summer attending workshops, seminars on how the pandemic has impacted different schools, admissions, and career opportunities. She will be providing a parent night, pre-recorded or virtual, which is a review of all options for after high school. In addition, she will be providing small workshops on college admissions process, filling out the common application, writing the essay, etc. She will also meet directly with students and families one-on-one to go over specific plans. We plan to still run our state testing SATs in October and bring the seniors in, socially distanced, following New Hampshire protocols, spaced throughout the school. Mrs. Schofner is working on the first ever ELO course for credit that focuses on the college admission process and having a successful transition to college. We will have more information as that is developed. We are also in the process of scheduling virtual college fairs and college representative appointments. Please check the college and career website listed on the PowerPoint as we include the most up-to-date information on there. Juniors, we understand it is also a critical year for juniors, and we will be working with them as well. In the spring, we will have a parent night, and much like the seniors, our college counselor will meet one-on-one with juniors on their post-secondary plans. Our goal is for the junior class to take the PSATs this fall, as well as the SATs this spring, to prepare them for post-secondary plans. Freshmen and sophomores, our focus on freshmen and sophomores is career exploration and starting the early stages of college and career search process. A lot of this work is done in freshman seminar, sophomore English classes, and during advisory. Students will take interest inventories and create a 4-year academic plan. We also will be encouraging students to take electives and ELO opportunities to allow them to expand their variety of different curricula. Alumni Relations Coordinator. We are currently in the process of hiring for this position. The primary responsibilities is to connect with 2020 graduates to determine which students are struggling with their post-secondary plans amid the COVID-19 pandemic. We hope to guide students to resources and support individuals as needed. This position will also take part in the planning and implementation of other events and activities related to post-secondary planning, such as our annual career fair and alumni fair. Extended Learning Opportunities, ELOs. We are still able to offer ELOs during virtual learning. There will be some changes made to certain types of ELOs, such as internships and service aids, that we will be providing students. We continue to find new and exciting ways to virtually connect to community mentors. We are happy that this will also increase equity for our ELOs. Students who may have otherwise experienced geographic or transportation restrictions are now able to benefit from these virtual opportunities. If you are interested in finding out more about ELOs, please join our information webinar on Tuesday, August 25th, 2020 at 3 p.m.
Again, this is Raymond Pillsbury. I'm the Director of Special Services at Winnicott High School. In special education, we recognize that in order to meet the needs of students, that we have to be creative in how we go about doing that. And we also recognize that special education instruction and related services, such as our educational associate support, speech and language, occupational therapy, physical therapy, counseling, and behavioral support sometimes must be done in person to meet a student's needs. As such, those services can be coordinated in person on an individual basis and in small groups during the enriched virtual learning model based on those specific student needs. We also recognize that for some students to access those services, specialized transportation is necessary. We will be able to coordinate specialized transportation for some of our students based on their needs. We intend to conduct all special education meetings virtually to the greatest extent possible, except where that does not meet a family's needs. Evaluations will continue to be held in person using tabletop plexiglass dividers and other safety measures in order to adhere to best practice recommendations from school counselors across the country. And finally, special education case managers will be contacting all parents and guardians directly later in August in order to discuss individual student needs and to make a suitable plan for the return to school.
Hi, my name is Jason Saltmarsh. I'm the Technology Director here at Winnicott High School. We know that technology is a vital component of the remote learning approach. We like to think of it as the peanut butter and the remote learning sandwich. We've got the students on one side, the teachers on the other, and the technology is used to make that instruction happen. To relieve some of the anxiety that you may feel as we come back to school in this virtual instructional environment, our technology department has created a core digital toolbox of tutorials, lesson plan ideas, and tips for a variety of digital tools. And we have also purchased equipment to support synchronous learning in the classroom. Some of those things may include document cameras, lapel microphones, and upgraded video capability, tripods and such. A goal of our program this fall is to have good synchronous learning, live instruction, and we have prepared our technology environment to support that the best that we can. We've also created a website for students as well as parents and guardians, and these websites will provide tutorials for the digital tools that your students will be using. We can also explore the essential characteristics of Chromebooks and the Chrome OS with some basic tutorials, especially for freshman students who are arriving here for the first time and may not have had experience using a Chromebook. These will be very important for them to feel comfortable about their learning environment. And I would like to tell you that we are here to repair any Chromebooks that need repairs, any missing chargers that need to be replaced. Any of those things we can do as we would in a normal school year. So if you email us at chromebooks@warriors.winnicott.org, or you can email jkmurphy@warriors.winnicott.org, and we'll get back to you with a time to either drop off or pick up your device and discuss any details if there should be a fee involved. We recognize that equity is one of the tent poles of our plan, and therefore we want to make sure that we provide families with internet access if they do not have any. This may come in the form of Wi-Fi hotspots. It may be identifying free Wi-Fi in the community in which you live, or it may even be making arrangements for your students to come in school where they will have access to the internet. You can always contact us by email. We're here, we'll be in the building and available by phone. And in addition, we have a new live chat feature. So if you visit any of our technology pages on our website or our technology support pages on our website, you'll see a live chat feature that pops up anytime during school hours. And we will have that manned by support staff. So you'll get an immediate answer when you need it. Thank you very much.
I will now discuss the general building protocols. One of the goals is for us to bring in individualized and small group in-person instruction. This will happen gradually and after students are fully oriented into the new enriched virtual learning environment. The students will have to adhere to all building safety and screening protocols, and the small group sizes will be based on current safety guidelines. Teachers may be able to schedule individual and small group skills, lessons, work sessions, labs, and other activities for students. Approval of in-person instruction will be planned and evaluated by each department, and this will allow for interventions with at-risk students, students receiving special education services, Title I services, or struggling students. We will regularly reassess the guidelines and safety protocols based on the state COVID-19 guidance. With regards to building and facilities use, initially the access to the school buildings will be limited primarily to educators and staff. IEP meetings and parent conferences will be conducted virtually to the fullest extent possible. Meal service will still be available during virtual learning. Families can opt for meal pickup or delivery. Visitors can only enter facilities on an as-needed basis with an appointment. The use of buildings by outside groups will generally not be permitted but will be evaluated on an individual basis. Mask will be required when indoors. Mask may be removed outside when there's at least 6+ feet of social distancing. Safety precautions. We will be following all the health and safety guidelines from the CDC and the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services. With respect to the building, facility managers will use commercial-grade electrostatic handheld disinfectant sprayers to follow CDC cleaning and disinfection guidance. Safety signs, hand sanitizer dispensers, and safety and sneeze shields will be installed throughout the building. HVAC airflow and filtration will be automated to increase airflow throughout the school, and the school will be completely flushed and cleaned twice during the school hours, and there will be an extended flush in the evening. Personal protective equipment, such as masks, gloves, and face shields, will be available for individual needs. I'm now going to talk about the health protocols. Individuals who experience any of the COVID-19 symptoms need to contact their doctor for possible testing and/or diagnosis. If a student experiences symptoms while in the building, they will be referred to the school nurse and isolated and must leave school as quickly as possible. The student will be required to either contact their doctor, get tested at other medical facilities, or possibly isolate for the recommended period of time. If a staff member experiences symptoms while in the building, they will be asked to contact their department head and leave school as quickly as possible. The staff member will be required to either contact their doctor, get tested at other medical facilities, or possibly isolate for the recommended period of time. If a student or staff member tests positive for COVID-19, the school nurses need to be notified, and New Hampshire DHHS will be contacted. The school will follow the agency's instructions for isolation and tracing. No in-person learning will occur if the regular school nurse or a substitute nurse is not available. Athletics and extracurricular activities. The NHIAA has delayed the start of the fall season until Tuesday, September 8th. Return to play guidelines for each sport have been issued that make recommendations on face coverings, pre-workout screening, entrance and exit strategies, travel, locker room and athletic training areas, athletic equipment, and the number of spectators who can attend NHIAA athletic events. Small group in-person participation in extracurricular activities will happen gradually and after students are fully oriented into the new enriched virtual learning environment. With that said, students can participate in extracurricular activities remotely. Students will adhere to all building safety and screening protocols. We are actively engaged with superintendents and principals in other Division I and Southeastern New Hampshire schools with respect to the decision-making regarding fall sports. At this time, I am currently working and discussing with the athletic director and the superintendent when we will make a decision as far as which sports we will offer this fall. Recommendations will be made to the Winnicott School Board when and if it becomes appropriate and necessary. Next steps. We will continue to monitor daily the progress of all and make adjustments. Your feedback has been extremely valuable and we look forward to the 2021 school year. We are ready and excited for a safe, positive, engaging learning environment for all students. Some of the upcoming dates, August 24th and 25th will be Fresh Start. On August 24th, a week from today, which is Monday when this presentation is being recorded, the new staff will start. And on August 26th, next Wednesday, all staff will start. And then on September 8th, the enhanced virtual learning begins, and also small group orientation will begin once that is finalized. More detailed information will be forthcoming. As always, please reach out to us for any questions or concerns. Additionally, there is a slide that shows all the contact information for myself and the administrators in the building. Additionally, this video presentation and the slide presentation will be posted on our Winnicott website. Thank you, and we are very excited to see everybody virtually in a few weeks. Enjoy the rest of the summer.